Now let's see how easy it would be to create a new video using the Web API in JavaScript. Create usually comes to the post method, and since I'm already in the videos controller, let me just go ahead and replace this post method with a post method that will actually save a video in the database, because it's going to take a video as a parameter. It's going to return an HTTP response message because we want to have some low-level control over what's going to be in that response. I'll show you why in just a second. But if everything about the video is valid and model state is valid, we'll tell the entity framework to add that video to its videos collection. We'll tell the entity framework to save changes, and that should issue an insert statement that saves that video in the database. It will also retrieve the new identity value that was generated for that video and propagate it back and put it into the video. And that's important because of these next 3 lines of code. These next 3 lines of code are here because the HTTP specification actually says if someone does a post to your server and that post operation creates a new resource, what you should return is an HTTP status code of 201. That's the universal status code for, hey, you created something. And that tells the client that something was created. And in addition to using that code instead of just a regular 200, everything was okay, in addition to that, you should also include a location header that tells the client where they can go to get to that newly created resource. So literally a URL that they can use and issue in a GET request to get that resource in the future. And that's exactly what these 3 lines of code are doing. They're building a response that uses an HTTP status code of 201 created, also formatting the video into the response body, and then setting the location by generating a URL using url.link, generating a link that goes to that default API route and telling it what the ID will be. And that literally will come out to be something like location equals /API/videos/5 and tells the client exactly where to go to get to this new video. That's the response that we will return. And that's why we're using HTTP response message here instead of just video. So we can control the status code, control some of the headers that go in that response. If model state wasn't valid for some reason, we'll return a response that says bad request. And if something catastrophic happens inside of here, like save changes throws an exception, that would generate an HTTP status code of 500, which also tells the client that something went very wrong on the server. That should be all the server-side logic we need. What we'll have to add to the UI is some sort of button that I can click on to say, I want to create a new video. So if I look in the index view, let me add a button directly underneath that table of videos called the Create Video button. So obviously, I'll need to wire up a click event on that button. So let me come down to where we wire up all our events on this page. And in addition to wiring up click events on clicking edit and clicking save, we'll also wire up a click event on the Create Video. That we'll just call a function called Create Video that will be very similar to the Edit Video function that we wrote earlier. In fact, we could probably figure out a way to share the code here. But on Create Video, what I'll do is instead of going out and getting a video from the server, just create a new empty video with an empty title, 0 length, 0 ID, and calling Show Video for Edit. That's a function that we've already implemented that pops down that little bit of UI that includes a Submit button. And when the user clicks on that Submit button, it comes back to Save Video. This is a method that we'll have to adjust a little bit because right now it assumes that we always want to update an existing video, but now we might need to add a new video instead of updating an existing video. So let me add some code here that will just check if the video has an ID or not. If the video does have an ID greater than 0 or that's not equal to 0, we'll assume that you want to update an existing video. Otherwise, if video ID is 0, we'll assume you're trying to add a brand new video. And regardless of which operation you perform, when it's finished, we'll need to refresh all the videos in the list and also clear out that edit box. So we're nearly done. We just need to add something to the server object up here that will allow you to call add video. And I'll place that here after update video. Add video is just going to take a video and put it in the data in a post request to the video API URL. Add the semicolon here and add this to the public object that we expose. So add video will go to that function we just wrote called add video. And now I should have everything in place. If I save everything and do a build, and we bring up the browser and refresh it, hopefully the Create Video button will appear. And shortly after that, the videos will appear. This is all good. Let's create a video, a C# video, and just set the length to something like 32. Click Submit, and there we just created a video. Create one more. Let's call this one Entity Framework 180, and click Submit. That seems to work too. So not much code we had to add there. Delete is going to be even easier.